Welcome to another episode of Latifs Inspired. I'm back in the UK and I'm going to be cooking you a fantastic dish today. The chicken Jalfrezi, proper British Indian restaurant style cooking, but you can cook at home. So I'm going to give away some lovely secrets and tips for you to get maximum flavor and the most beautiful taste at home. And I know I've been away, I haven't uploaded many videos as I should have, but I'm back now and I should be in the restaurant soon cooking some wonderful dishes for all my lovely customers that come from all over the country, which is phenomenal. Right, so I've got, I just been to the local supermarket, got myself some chicken. I know chicken is the most popular on my channel, so I'm going to be cooking some lovely little tweaks on the recipe, but it's going to be absolutely delicious. So if you like what I do, watch till the end and remember to like, share and subscribe if you like what I do. So let's crack on.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, my base gravy, wonderful colors. I'll put a link in the description box how to make the base gravy. So really simple base gravy done at home. Wonderful. And I'll get the ingredients ready as well. So some onions, tomatoes, peppers, got some mixed chilies. And there should be, well, 2 on the heat scale, so it should be nice and spicy. Chicken and some of my spices, and I think I'm going to add some green chilies as well. So these are some of my ingredients. Now let's start cooking. Right, firstly, 1 kg of chicken. This is fresh grade A chicken drumsticks and thigh. I like the taste of the thigh. I think the breast is very dry, whereas the thigh is nice and flavoursome. It's got juicy fatness in it as well. So what I'm going to do is just skin these and just take out the bone, etc. So, right, Indian restaurant cooking is all about the prep work, the BIR style. So just a little tip: when you're cutting the onions, make sure it's nice little slices so it has a crunch to it. Don't make it too thin. Same with the peppers, nice little about a centimetre and a half long strips so you can visibly see it. It looks nice, and if you keep it al dente, which I'm going to try to show you, you'd have a phenomenal taste. Right, I would normally use the bird's eye green chilies in the restaurant. However, I found these cute chilies, these bullet style chilies. It's got nice spice to it and it looks nice, so I'm using that. And just a tomato, nice little wedges, and we're going to use that towards the end so it holds its shape. Fresh coriander for garnish is essential in Indian restaurant style cooking. It looks nice, it smells nice, and it is fantastic in flavour. Right, with the chicken, you can get from the local supermarkets or the butchers deboned chicken. I don't like the breast pieces. I just think it's a bit bland and dry. So I just get myself some thigh pieces or drumsticks, whatever, debone them, deskin them, and just cut it into small pieces. Right, I've deboned the chicken, cut it up to pieces. Now I'll make a little soup with all the bones, etc. So there you go. Chicken's now washed. Now I'm going to marinate with a bit of spices. Right, when I bought originally the chicken on the bone, it was 1 kg. After deboning it, deskinning it, and now it's 600 grams. So all I'm doing is adding half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and about half a teaspoon of salt. There you go. I'm going to give this a nice little mix. Right, people, so the marinated chicken, I actually let it rest for a good half an hour, and the base gravy is ready. It's nice and hot. Now all I'm going to do is pre-cook the chicken. So what I'm going to do is just deep fry it. So bismillah. So firstly I'm going to need some oil. Just enough to sort of shallow fry. Heat it up. It's probably about 1.5 cups of oil. Just general vegetable oil, that is. Right, seems like the oil has heated up. Now put the chicken in, bismillah, carefully. I'll just whack it all in. I was going to do it in 2 batches, but there's plenty of oil, so like I said, 1.5 to 2 cups of oil. Let's cook it on a high heat, and when the chicken is cooked, that's when we're going to add we're going to start making the jalfrezi, and then we're going to add the chicken when it's all cooked. So this is the beauty of BIR style cooking. Preparing the food in advance is crucial. So let this cook away. You need it to stay at least about 3-4 minutes, so when the chicken turns a bit hard, toughens up, sorry, and then you can mix it. So if you start trying to mix the chicken now, it will start ripping the chicken. That's what you're trying to avoid. So don't be scared. It's been about a couple of minutes. Just give it 3-4 minutes. Once you see some of the colour changing, then just give it a little while. Right, people, it's a reasonably high heat, and you can see some of the chicken is changing in colour. So let's give it a little stir. Yep. Sort of sticking, so we need to give it another minute or so. It's been about 5-6 minutes. Some of the chicken has stuck there, but it's perfectly fine. Hasn't lost its shape or anything, so don't worry. So we need the liquid juice from the chicken, the natural liquid, the water that is in the chicken. We need that to release. And when that's done, then we're going to finish it off into the curry. This smells divine, by the way. And I'll show you a little close up. Changing in colour from that raw pink to whiteness, that sort of fried in the oil. It's going to build a beautiful flavour. So this is just a plain chicken jalfrezi. Now if you go to the BIR Indian restaurants, you can have chicken tikka. So that's basically marinated chicken that has been char grilled in the tandoor oven and then cooked into the curry. It's a little bit more expensive in the Indian restaurants, but it's very flavourful. Whereas the plain chicken, similar to what I'm doing, it's a lot more soft, tender and juicy. So this is how I like it, home style. And I'm going to show you this wonderful BIR style chicken jalfrezi that you can do at home. Beautiful. Right, people, since I put the chicken into the hot oil, it's been a good 12 minutes. There you go, lovely colour, golden. There you go. Now I'm going to remove the chicken and start cooking. I'm going to strain the oil carefully. So this oil can be used later for chicken curries, etc. Right, now let's make this beautiful jalfrezi. So it's on a low heat. Put this pan back on, and now to get the proper flavours you need good mustard oil. So this is mustard oil. 1, 2, 3, that's 4 tablespoons of mustard oil gone in. Right, this is Bengali influence in this jalfrezi, that's why I use mustard oil. It's a bit more pungent and it's got a good high heat. So, right, this is 2 cardamom, 2 Bangladeshi bay leaf, which is the tezfata, and 1 cassia bark, which is the Asian cinnamon. That goes in. Now we're going to use about a teaspoon of ginger, a good tablespoon of garlic. I love garlic, as you know. Just might as well just use all of it. Chuck it in. There you go. Just want it to slightly just become golden, so the rawness of the ginger and garlic, the pungentness goes away. Right, it's been just a couple of minutes since the ginger and garlic went in on a low flame. I'm just adding a splash of water. So all the edges, the burnt chicken, this is flavour. So I just want to scrape all that into the ginger and garlic. This is maximum flavour. That's why I didn't wash the pan. Amazing. It smells wonderful. Ginger and garlic and some deep fat cooking oil is wonderful. And especially with the mustard, it's very peppery, zingy, zesty. Wonderful. Now put the high heat. Let this cook. Wonderful colour. All the sides have now gone into the oil now. We're going to add the spices shortly. Right people, since I've added the splash of water, it's been a good 5 minutes. The oil has separated now. The ginger and garlic's, that rawness has gone away, that pungency. Now put the gas back down to a low. There you go, as you can see there, all that water has evaporated. That's what I wanted. Now we're going to add some spices. So here are the spices. We're adding about quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric. There's already turmeric in the base gravy, so you don't really need much. Now this is general curry powder, 2 teaspoon, coriander powder, 1, 2 teaspoon, Jalfrezi, you want it to be nice and spicy, so 1, use about 2 teaspoon. I don't want it to be too spicy, so I'm just going to just tone it slightly a bit down, so 1.5 there. This is cumin, so similar amount of the turmeric and similar amount of the Garam Massala. That's all the spices. Now there's already, the salt was added to the chicken, so the chicken seasoned. There's salt in the gravy, so you must be careful. And I'm just going to use about a quarter teaspoon of salt for seasoning. So that's all the spices. Let that wake up into the oil. Spices can get damp, so you must be careful when you're using spices. I've run out of my famous tomato puree and that I make myself, so I'm using just a shop bought, so a tablespoon tomato puree gone in. I don't want the spices to burn, so just add a drizzle of water. Smells like I'm in Bangladesh again. The mustard oil and all those spices, it's beautiful. So basically just cooking out the spices for a few minutes, and I've added that water, so again I want that water to evaporate again before I go to the next process. It's on a low heat, so put it back on a medium. Right, it's been a minute or so. As you can see, the oil and everything has separated wonderfully. Put the gas bit down again. Right, these are all the vegetables that I'm going to be adding. So those, basically I've just cut some of the onions into these nice little pieces. So the onions go in. Jalfrezi is not going to be a jalfrezi without these sliced onions. Medium size, half a red pepper. And I didn't find any green peppers, but I found a mixture of red, orange and yellow, but I've decided to use half red and half orange. And I found this amazing little mix. Peppers, which is like chili, has got some spice to it. I would have used the bird's eye green chilies, but this looks nice, so I thought, you know what, for you guys I'll just use some of these. So they go in. I'm going to put the tomatoes in a bit later because I want it to hold its shape. I want the vegetables to stay, like they say, al dente. Nice little crunch, the sweetness, the spiciness, the freshness. This is how it should be. Now I normally add a bit of Kasoori Methi right at the beginning, but I'm going to add it in this stage. Just gives it that slight little bitterness to the umami, which is wonderful. So that was just about a teaspoon. So we're boonering all the onions, the peppers, etc. Now the bad boy goes in, the chicken, the main event. Now I've used mustard oil. In my restaurant I use a lovely little mustard paste as well, and I use the red sauce so it's got a lovely colour. But what I'm going to do, this you can keep this out because you've got the mustard oil, but if you've used vegetable oil, just add a teaspoon of this. I'm pondering whether I should or not, but I did add the mustard oil, but in fact, you know what, I'll just add a little splodge. Just gives it a lovely pepperiness. Just a splodge, so about a teaspoon. Coleman mustard, best mustard in the world. I mean, in Bangladeshi cooking, we love mustard, but the British English mustard is, I've got to say, the best. So that goes cooking. So once all that masala and everything is drying up, reducing down, then we're going to add the base gravy. So I've got some gravy ready. It is hot, so I'm going to do, this is 1 litre, just to be a bit professional. I'm going to show you how much I'm going to be using. Wow, got it bang on. So about 1 litre. That goes in, bismillah. So the base gravy is in. Heat's gone right up. Now you can see the consistency, it's not too thick and it's not too thin. Now I'm going to let everything marry up together. The reason for the base gravy is just a shortcut, so we pre-cook the sauce first, pre-cook the chicken, then for the freshness we've cooked the spices, everything lovely, nice and fresh. Put a lid on and come back to it in a few minutes. Right, lucky people, it's been a few minutes. It started bubbling. Now if the base gravy was bubbling at the beginning, how I have it in the restaurant, this would have been cooked by now. Look at that. Lovely. It's a proper Indian restaurant at home, guys. Now because I've put it in all these vegetables, the vegetable's going to need about a good 8 to 10 minutes. So it's been a few minutes. I'm going to wait 8 to 10 minutes. And at this moment, I'm going to add some tomatoes. It's bubbling away. Put the lid back on and come back to it in a few minutes. Right, it's been a few minutes. Let's check up on this beauty. Smells like my restaurant. Look at that. Wonderful. Once the curry's spitting everywhere, then you know the gravy's ready. But if you like a proper thick curry, leave it on a nice simmer until you get it to the perfect consistency. I want it to be saucy, but with a bit of thickness to it. This is wonderful. Check for seasoning at this point. Look at that. Put the lid back on and come back to it in a few minutes. Right, while the curry's cooking, I want to show you my lovely karai. Just give it a nice little wash. Try to invest in one of these. This just lifts the flavour. So I'm going to put the gas. There you go. Put the karai on the little flame. Let that heat up. Check the curry out. Yo. Curry heaven. I always say when you reach the sauce to a custard consistency, then it's ready. Now I know it's still a little bit light, so it needs to be just slightly more thicker. Wonderful. Right, it's been a good 8 to 10 minutes since I've added the base gravy. It's got to that consistency, that how I personally prefer it. Look at that. Let's give this a little taste. Wow. This authentic meets BIR. Let's give this a taste. Bismillah. Oh my God. Nice, spicy, thick sauce. All these lovely vegetables, the tomatoes, these amazing peppers, the chicken. Wonderful. This is divine. Chicken is cooked. Now let's start serving. Beautiful. Right. Sizzling. Put the gas down. And a good piece of chicken. Bismillah. Lovely. Fresh coriander. There you go. Chicken Jalfrezi in all its glory. Wonderful. Beautiful. BIR chicken Jalfrezi at home. Proper Latifs inspired recipe. Just admiring this thick gravy sauce, peppers, tomatoes, chicken, fresh coriander, Jalfrezi. Wow. Wonderful. Let's give it a taste. Beautiful. Lots of chili, that is. Let's get a piece of chicken. Still steaming hot. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Juicy, succulent chicken. I mean, if you go to the restaurant, we normally serve the chicken breast, chicken thigh, night and day. My favorite cut is the chicken thigh if I'm eating chicken, and that juicy, succulent, tender piece of chicken in that sauce. Wonderful. Lots of spices. Let's check out these peppers. Still al dente. Nice little crispness. This is an onion. Yep. Let's be brave and try one of these chilies. I'll try this red one. Cut up. I'm already sniffling, so it's nice and spicy. Oh wow. These chilies. Oh. In Sainsbury's, I just got these. It's spicy, but not as hot as the Bird's Eye green chilies. But I think I'm crying. All in all, this is a fantastic dish, guys. If you've enjoyed my episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos at Latifs Inspired. And whatever's going on all over the world, stay strong, stay true to yourself, stay humble with humility, stay safe. See you soon.
Following you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.